Hello humans, welcome back to one of these videos where I break down the style of one of my favorite filmmakers. This time we're talking about Andreas Hem and what makes his videos so great and so unique. So let's start out with the basics, what he uses to film his vlogs. All of his videos are shot using a Sony a7S paired with a very wide, low aperture lens. Now, of course, he does use a variety of lenses, including telephoto lenses, but this wide-angle lens is what gives his videos a very wide look that also has a very nice depth of field. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably something like an 18mm f1.4 or f1.8, but I'm not sure. Now, one important thing to note here is that Andreas Hem is a professional freelance filmmaker, so he uses some pretty serious gear to film his videos, even his vlogs. This includes gear like a drone and an electronic gimbal, which are both used quite frequently. Now, before we move on to editing, one thing that I have noticed about the shots in Andreas Hem's videos is that there's often a lot of shadow detail, but very overexposed highlights. Now let's move on to editing, which is really what Andreas Hem is known for. His videos feature a ton of crazy editing effects and gimmicks, including sky replacements, day for night effects, and of course the RGB split. When looking at color grading, you'll notice a good old teal and orange color scheme, but almost a more neutral, desaturated gray version. Finally, he is not afraid to use sharpening. You'll notice a lot of clips have a very dramatic sharpness effect on them. Altogether, these visual techniques help to give Andreas Hem's videos a very trippy, surreal vibe and really sets them apart aesthetically from other filmmakers. Sound design in Andreas Hem's edits is often subtle or non-existent.
There are a lot of festivals in Norway, but Festivalen is definitely one of the most charming and welcoming festivals out there. They give us a lot of trust and creative freedom, which probably is every filmmaker's dream. But
there is one little thing that he does with sound design in most of his videos, and that is the phone call style intro that he does.
Hey mom, I'm just calling to let you know that I'm shooting a commercial in northern Norway this week.
This phone call audio that he inserts at the beginning of his videos sets up perfect exposition for the video. He has a really subtle, very natural way to talk about exactly what's going to happen in the video without just sitting down in front of a camera and saying it. And speaking of exposition, let's talk about what I think is the most important aspect of his vlogs. Don't get me wrong, I love the crazy filming and editing, but what really makes his videos stand out from the crowd for me is his narrative structure. Like most good vlogs, Andreas Hem's videos have one central focus with other topics or events surrounding that. That central focus could be building a boat that goes onto a tram line, or talking about his homemade festival. But in addition to that one central theme, there are other little events or stories scattered around before or after that, often coming in the form of a quick recap at the beginning of the video. But there's so much more to it than just that. Andreas Hem manages to give his videos a narrative structure, almost like a short film. He tells it as a story. This is made clear by the way that he takes real-life events and structures a story around them, as well as the way that he deliberately stages certain events. And that is what I believe makes Andreas Hem's style so unique. And while he only uploads every few weeks, I hope that doesn't change anytime soon, because I think that his channel has a certain attention to detail and a certain perfectionism that you can't really find most other places on YouTube. He's an incredibly talented filmmaker, making what I believe to be some of the best videos on the internet right now. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do feel free to show your support by leaving a like or even subscribing to my channel. I make new filmmaking and video editing tutorials every single Saturday. Keep creating awesome things. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.